2026 is in 29 days. Let me ask you guys a question. What if you have, or I should say, what have you accomplished this year? Some would say that they've accomplished everything that they could have accomplished in the year 2025. Others would say that they feel like they haven't accomplished anything, or they did, but it wasn't to the standard that they wanted. Well, in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys how your blueprint for 2026 is going to look like. Specifically, the blueprint to success in 2026. And as I previously mentioned, that 2026 is going to kick off in 29 days. That is in a month from now. There's still plenty of time to get ready and to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish for 2025. It's never too late. It's only late when you haven't started yet. One thing I want to point out is that for me, just for transparency purposes, my 2025 has been arguably the greatest year or greatest comeback year of my life. And I want to be able to give you guys the blueprint to how you guys can have the similar year that I had for 2026. And I'm going to be breaking down pretty much the things that I'm going to showcase, similar to my first ever video that I had posted about how I made my first 10K at 19 years old, and sprinkle a little bit of topics on that and then make this more informative and talk about how important it is, to save, to budget, and to, invest. I think I already said that already, but to pretty much put your money where it's most important, or to put your money where you should put your money at, in other words, and also talk about how this year has been for, stocks and for crypto and for all these things that people don't want to track because, it's too hard for them, or they're just lazy people. Followed by that, I'm going to be talking about what my plans are for 2026. Whether it's business plans, personal plans, like aspirations and goals that I have for next year, and kind of expand on that and kind of elaborate on how next year can be your greatest year. How next year, 2026, can be your greatest comeback year of your life. Because I know some people might think that 2025 was their worst year. Some might say this year was, or technically this year still, that it was their best year. Others wish that they would have done more. So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to my blueprint to 2026, as I have pulled up in my notes here, is talking about the market crash when it comes to stocks and crypto. Because I know this year was actually one of the best years for crypto and stocks. This is my first year of investing, and honestly, it was a pretty good start, to say the least. I know that this month, and I'll say the first couple weeks of last month, was possibly the worst month of crypto, in my opinion, since I've been in. That is because, the markets have changed. Lots of new policies have been implemented within the government. More tariffs are being added and affecting the market, essentially, and causing everything to not run the way it should be run. And crypto and stocks being the ones that have not been able to sustain their values. I think right now that I could probably pull it up here or there of how badly crypto has become this year, or I keep saying this year, my bad. Jesus. How badly crypto has been in the last month, and how Bitcoin has pretty much went from 122K, which is its all-time high, to dropping down to its lowest since the middle of the year, dropping down what, $40,000 in, shares essentially. So, with that being said, that doesn't mean, it may sound crazy for this, but that doesn't mean you should stop investing into crypto. Despite the struggles and despite all of the crashes that's been happening, that is a great thing, because this may be common sense to some, may not be to others. But like I said in my previous video, when a stock or when a coin is down, you buy the dip. Why? Because there's been, obviously, studies have shown that dollar cost averaging has been more, I guess, successful, more effective when you buy during the dip. And obviously, you're technically buying your coin or your stock in a discount price. And, as the market does, it goes up and it goes down. So just imagine you are buying a dip right now. Let's just say crypto is at, or a specific coin that you want is currently at its lowest point in the last 60 days. Hypothetically, you can just invest into that coin a similar amount, whether it's $100 or $200 a week or every paycheck that you earn. Let's just say that coin goes up 10, 20, 30, 40%. Just by you being patient and by you learning the markets and timing it. Not necessarily timing the market, but just having time in the market. Just imagine how much money you can make off of that one stock or one crypto or one stock that dipped. That's my point exactly. You don't want to be fearful of the fact that you are losing money, because at the end of the day, you technically are not losing money if you do not sell. However, if you panic sell and you realize that you're losing, I don't know, almost $1,000, $2,000 in value with your coins, and you decide to sell, technically you are losing $1,000 to $2,000. For businesses, and as a future soon-to-be business owner of my brand right here, which is a sneak peek, it'll be releasing shortly. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is, for when Q4 happens in 2026, or even you can say the last month of this quarter, which it is Q4 right now, the best thing to do is take advantage of Christmas, take advantage of Black Friday, take advantage of Cyber Monday, because that is where you make the most money in business. And I'm not just saying that because I have taken advantage of that. I'm saying that because thousands upon thousands of people that have their own businesses have agreed with the same proposition. They all agreed that Q4 is the best quarter when it comes to business, because what's in Q4? You have Halloween, you have Thanksgiving, you have Black Friday, Cyber Monday shopping, as well as Christmas, right? And what do people do when they, I guess, celebrate those things? They either have communion or they buy a lot of shit, right? And when they buy a lot of stuff, who are they buying from? You guys guessed it. They are buying from businesses, right? Businesses that operate those products that people are buying at a crazy price. They're either resellers from Amazon, or they're scalpers, which I hate scalpers. However, their business model works. So let's talk about high yield savings accounts once again, right? To have the best blueprint of success in 2026, you want to have the high yield savings account. Please, for the love of God, drop your bank, your regular bank, drop your Bank of America, drop your Chases, drop your Wells Fargos of the world, drop those big name banks that offer check-ins accounts and savings accounts. Because, let's be honest, you want to make money. Everyone and their mother wants to make money. If you have a 3.75% yield and you have $1,000, $10,000, you're not getting $375 for the entire month, because technically that would be insane, and that could be literally an allowance right there, right? Instead, you're getting that for an entire year. So you are getting $375, or however much you have in your account, times the annual percentage yield. You are getting that for the year. And it's obviously diversified into months. So you take the year, divide it by 12, and you get what you get for a month. And I'm gonna say it again. Some banks that I recommend is Wealthfront and Goldman Sachs. Those are the two banks that I use, and those are the two banks that offer no minimum fees to require you to open an account for them or from them, and they're easy to work with. Wealthfront currently has referral offers that you can get an extra 0.5 APY increase, as well as them having a built-in brokerage account where you can invest into stocks into that account. Me personally, I have about almost 4 figures into that account, which I plan on pulling out after this year is over because I switched over to Robinhood, which I will explain in a minute why you should invest in stocks as well as having a set amount into your high yield savings account. So you might be wondering, what are my business plans for 2026, right? What is on my blueprint? And what should be on your blueprint? So, like I mentioned again, my plan is to start a online business with Amazon, right? I'm going to be a student, and I'm not really going to put myself out there too much until I learn and work on master my craft, I should say. Which leads into the next topic I want to talk about is mindset shifts, right? Talk about the 4 pillars as we talk about in the military: physical, social, spiritual, and mental, right? What's your physical, right? What's your goals physically? Do you want to have a better physique? Do you want to, lean down a bit? Do you want to bulk up a bit? Do you want to just maintain your current weight, right? Truth is, all that requires action, right? You can talk about how many times you want to, bulk down or bulk up, and how many times you want to lean or get lean, and all that stuff. But all that requires action. So my question to you guys is, what are you willing to do to have the physique that you want? Secondly is spiritual. Who do you believe in? I know some people believe in God. I myself do. Shout out Jesus himself. How or what do you believe in, right? If you don't believe in God, that's fine, right? But who do you believe in? What do you believe in that will make you motivated to get the things that you want to get done in your life and make 2026 that type of year, right? And now we go on to the third one, right? That is going to be social. Socializing is something that people are scared of. Some people blank. Some people don't like crowded rooms. Some people don't like to speak, Some people like to be homebodies, which I understand. However, if you want to have success in 2026, you have to network. You have to socialize. You have to get to know a lot of people that want exactly what you want. And honestly, in business, networking, socializing is something that I love doing. And yes, coming from a shy kid not too long ago, actually, that is something that I never thought I would become. But, it only takes 1 year to change an entire life. And kind of having a student's mindset. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be the cocky person that thinks they're right all the time. You want to have student's mindset. You want to have people that are actually better than you, because that's how you learn, right? That's how you become successful in the line of business. You want to have people that you can relate to. You want to have people that you can look up to strive for. You don't want to always be at the top. Because once you're at the top, there's nothing above that besides, the sky, right? You want to have people to look forward to look up to, and to learn from, and to obviously have them as mentors. And moving on to the mental side of things which I think is one of the most important things besides spiritual, is what's your mental look like, right? Are you mentally capable of doing all the things I just mentioned, right? The first 3 pillars. Are you willing to have the mental capacity to endure these things, right? Some people can't, and some people don't. The people who can are going to be successful. The people who can't, they're going to struggle, and they're going to find their way into a path that they don't want to be in. And I don't want that for you guys. I want pure success. Hence the reason why I'm making this video, because I want you guys to have the blueprint to success in 2026. So let's talk about 2026 as a whole, right? I talked about how I wanted to make this the best year of my life, right? I want 2026 to be something that I can look back as. I want that year to be the standard for every single year that comes after that. I want 2026 to be the greatest year of my entire life, right? There's a lot of standards that has to be met for that to happen. And I think having a blueprint and making this video is the perfect recipe to have 2026 be the greatest. Not just for my life, but for you guys as well. Because every year we want to progress. Every year we want to elevate, to grow, to learn, and, just to experience a new year of life. I want this year to be something great. Just to put it stupid simple, something great. And I hope this video encourages you guys to be motivated, to be disciplined in your guys' craft, and to build, learn, and socialize, network, get to know one another, and bounce ideas off, brainstorm, have the mindset of a student. Something that I didn't get to mention was credit cards, right? Me, currently with a mid 700 credit score at 20 years old now, and having three credit cards total, and having two of them be my favorite credit cards in American Express. How can I take advantage of those cards, you may ask? Well, honestly, first of all, apply for the cards. And second of all, utilize the benefits that it has. I know there's an annual fee, and honestly, not everyone can pay that, right? I myself get it for free because I am active duty military, but not everyone's active duty military, right? So you have to weigh the pros and cons of getting a card that has an annual fee and kind of telling yourself, is it worth it to pay this every year? Although it is an $895 annual fee, you get pretty much $2,400 in rewards with all of the rewards that it has, including travel credit, lounge credit, Lululemon credits, there's a lot, restaurant credit, most importantly, throughout the year, right? My goal is to stay at Bora Bora for completely free, and my plan to do that is to have as much credit cards as I can possible, utilize those bonus points that I get at every credit card, combine those points and get a free flight and a free 4-night stay at Bora Bora. I simply utilize that by pretty much doing my research and seeing which hotels work for me. For example, IHG, Marriott, and Hilton are my top 3 hotels I like going to. Having credit cards with those brands are the exact blueprint you want to have free nights and free statuses. The last thing that I'm going to mention to you guys before this video gets wrapped up is, let this year be one to reflect on. There's still lots of time left. Like I said in the beginning of the video, there's 29 days left of 2025. How will you utilize that? How will you make those 29 days the start of something historic? To 2026. If 2026 was a person, I will tell you one thing. I am going to make you the greatest year of all time. No exceptions, no shortcuts, and yeah, no cutting corners. With that being said, I'll see you in Cali and Vegas.